Hello, welcome back. Last time I started Temple, I think it was? Yeah, Temple. Got introduced to jars and had a whole lot of trouble with them. From what I heard since then, it sounds like almost everybody else had the same experience, so they're just really hard to reason about, for humans, I guess. For humans like me, at least. So I had an idea since then that it seems like it might be possible to paradox in almost every one of these, every place where there's a jar. There was a particular action that I think I just didn't try with them that I want to give a shot to now. Wait, what? Okay, so bring a block. It looks like this is a room where I cannot do it. The requirements are, if I understand them, that I can get to the jar spot inside a chest and then get back to the exit. So that's not a room, a level where I can do that. Is this? Yeah, that's one. So if I take a jar out, take the chest into the jar, leave the chest here, and exit. Oh, no, that's not a paradox. So it just shatters and I'm stuck. So it does affect the room up here. Oh, yeah, so the reason that cannot paradox is because the exit that I take is from the jar rather than the chest. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, this exit does not take me out of where I exited the chest. Okay, so cannot paradox that way. Alright, fine. So, clasp. Let's see if I can understand this better. So green chest, this may be paradoxable. That seems like the most sensible option so far. So what's in here? Oh. So, couple of things. This is clearly not as simple as bring key, bring second key, get block, be done. That chest is green. It's probably more like... this chest's got to go in there at some point. But what point is that exactly? So if I do the simple action, that opens. That opens. And I can't do much of anything with this. If I exit that, everything resets. Yes. Unless I can, like, jar my way up to that crystal? That might be involved in the solution. Oh, not like this, though. So can't do that, of course. Okay, so, this room exists just as a place to have jars out here. Ding! I can bring the chest into it. Okay, so let me see if I can paradox this way. It should be trivial to do what I was trying to do, so the chest just gotta be green for this to happen. No, same thing happens. So the chest is embedded in itself, but there's no paradox here. Can I still do it somehow? So I have to bring both of these keys down. That's the only thing that makes any sense. I can bring one in here, store it in this room with the jar, take the jar, get the other key if I want. I can also store the state of this room with the door unlocked, which is not particularly different. It would mean I could carry an object out, but there's nothing to carry. I think I'm getting it. If I leave that key there, bring this chest in here, leave that key. I might want to leave both of the keys at the top level, but I do have this in here, so I have that option now potentially. So that would exit me out of the jar and get me stuck. But this is in itself now, and I can make another jar if I want, so that's cool. I don't have access to any other rooms, so no paradoxing here. Feels like I need that block to get... oh. I think I need at least 2 blocks. Then I also need to exit out of that chest after throwing it over there to get up to that. So I understand those mechanisms. But to get to the other key... Well, that key's gone. This one's still out here. So again, carrying capacity. The contradiction here is that I need to carry 3 items, all 3 items in this room, into that chest. Here's one. Then I can take the other one of the remaining 2. But I have nowhere to go without losing these keys. I could take a box, but then again, I still lose the keys. I need... I'm never going to have more keys than this, so I'm never going to have more than 1 box. So I definitely need a 1-box solution here, if I'm looking at this right. Pretty sure, yeah, I can see how a 1-box solution would work. I would box here, bring the chest up, get box, exit, get to chest up there, box here, throw chest, exit, and be up there. Yeah, okay, so I only need 1 box. The problem is I need both a box and a jar. So I can do this. And that's cool. Wait. But then... this is fine. Oh, I did it. Okay. Cool. No problem. So what I do is this, and then I embed. I don't have the box anymore. That's fine. I can get it. Not exactly. Well, okay, so I embed first. Embed from down here. Bring box along. I'm going to embed twice, I believe. So with 2 embeds, I pull this up here. Take this with me to the first one. Don't need any more jars, as far as I am thinking about this, at least. And then toss that over there, and I'm done. Cool. Neat. Alright, that was very doable. Traversal. Empty room for jars to come back to. And other possible storage. I think I might get this. So watch this. Take jar. Take jar back in. Put jar here, take block, go into jar. And I'm up there now. Neat. And there's another... oh, wait. Well, okay, so I can pull a block out here. No, I can't. I'm down here with the block. Oh. Okay, so it's more complicated than that. As always, I have the option to take the chest into itself. Jar makes that trivial to accomplish. So if I'm doing things in this order then I just keep going inward and stacking up more boxes, which means 1 more, because this game doesn't make me repeat itself. It's very polite about that. So I still have the state of this. I get the chest, go back in the jar, and then this chest can create another block for me like this, right? And I can jump back out. Okay, but to create that block, I still need to take a jar, go back in here, bring the block into the jar. No, that'll put me down at the bottom. No, it didn't. Where am I? Why are there no blocks in this room? Oh, I went deeper in? I actually don't understand what I did here. I thought I was going to end up in this room with those blocks. Of course I wouldn't, because I've already taken the jar from this room. That wasn't that jar. Alright, this will make sense at some point, I suspect. So that's a pretty clear first action. I do that. I can bring this here. And I can certainly take one of these in here. Then with this, I can take the chest along. So exiting out of this will take me to an empty room down at the bottom. So what I probably want to do, instead of just bringing that down there, is go in there again, repeat that process, now with the jar storing the position of the chest up there, or the position of the jar, rather. and then do what I was trying to do? Because if I exit out of this... I don't know where I end up if I exit out of this. Well, let me see if I can get a block. I didn't want to take that block, did I? It's okay that I did. No, it's not. No, I didn't want to take that. That's fine. I can go back, put it down, leave it there. So my goal here is to get a second block. How will that happen? The problem with this approach is I'm going to end up down here at some point if I do this, because I went into that jar, and when I exit this, it takes me down there, doesn't it? It sure does. Okay, so that doesn't work. This is a room where the jar hasn't been used yet. So now I have a jar of that. I feel like I need to have some kind of double jar situation. Alright, I'm not able to store all of this in my head at once. That's the thing. So, ultimate goal, get 2 blocks up here at once. One step back from that is to be able to exit to a place that's on this ledge holding a block to the room that had the other block in it, if that makes any sense. I don't think it does. Okay, so I'm going to do this. All that jar did was get the chest up there. With the chest up here, at some point I thought I had a reason to do this. I don't think so. That's just an extra unnecessary layer. So the only way to do anything productive is to bring the chest down here. I need a second block into that chest, which I can get. Wait, what? No, by bringing this in here. Oh. No, that's not what I wanted at all, is it? So I've set up this situation again. The jars only give me extra downward carrying capacity. They don't take it upward. So I can't pull 2 items out of a room using a jar. Why do I want to? I don't know. I was somehow thought that would help somehow. So while down at the bottom, if I can leave that block in place and get a second one and be able to exit with it, then I'll have everything I need. So I go into this chest, a fresh instance. My goal is to exit with a block somehow. I don't currently have the chest. That might be okay. It's not, because I can only go... I can leave that there and get another one. I have 2 jars now. So 2 stored instances of this room. Is that how I get my extra downward carrying capacity? It's not 2 instances of this room, it's 2 different instances of the creation of this room. If I jump out here and I were to do this, what happens? I'm just in an experimentation phase at this point. I'm going to take that in here, and I've accomplished nothing because I'm too far down. I need to go up. Don't I? Unless, what if I pop back up? There's nothing here, so there's no reason to. Okay. So that loses me the chest. I have 2 jars here, and I feel like that's important for some reason. I don't know what that reason is yet. These jars go to different rooms. And if I keep exiting, I just end up in rooms with nothing because I've taken all the things downward. Okay, huh. Okay, so here's a new jar metaphor. If I were to take this, just sort of ignore the next 2 seconds. Pretend, okay, 3 seconds. Pretend that didn't happen. What I've just done is I've stayed in the same place but gotten a container that teleports me back here. So now that container, and that's not strictly true, there is a difference because it has now changed what the exit here points to. So that exit would take me down there. And I have no additional jar. If I had brought the chest in here, that would be fine though. But the chest won't create itself inside itself because there's only one of it. Remind me what exiting does. It'll take me down there in the same room that I'm currently in, right? No, a different one. What room is this? Oh, this is a new instance of that from the top level. So I was in sister nodes in the hierarchy. Okay. I almost feel like I have to stop and graph this out to make any sense of it. But I don't like to do that. I am someone who prefers to do these things in their head as much as possible. Okay, so I just need to mess with this and build an intuition about, like, what kind of tools I can do with... what kind of tool the jar is and what things it can do that could help me here. Whoa! I can stand there, but if I jump, I fall. Huh. So I did it. The question is, do I understand what I've done? I'm not going to touch that crystal again. Let's get this properly. I think I can at least reproduce the steps mechanically. So I went in here, I took the jar out there, I take the chest into it. That's great. Next step is to bring the chest down here. Yeah, okay, I think I understand. I have to bring this block with me, because I'll never be returning to this layer. I have no reason to. That's false. I'll be returning there once to get the chest. Okay, so in this situation I have the 2 blocks. I have 1 block up here, 1 down there, and the chest is at a level above. Well, of course it is, because that's how I came in here. So I use the jar to pull the chest up here. Yeah, the jar I'm thinking of in this situation is basically a teleport from anywhere, particularly down here is the most useful place, to here in the same room. So now, with both the chest and the block up on this ledge, I can now take this block in here. So now the situation is, I have 2 blocks in this room, I have access to a jar, and if I take the jar saves an instance of this room that I'm in now in this position. So when I enter that jar, I will be here with a block there. It also takes me up 1 layer, so it's like the interplay of those 2 actions that confuses me. So I'm up 1 layer. I didn't even need to go back into that chest. I could have, but I didn't need to. I can just take this block from wherever, and there we go. 3 blocks, enough to get out. Okay. These remain hard to reason about, but once I get something to work with them, it starts making sense, maybe? The void, I guess that's the final world. How many things are in it? Not many. Okay. Hydrophobic.
The chests flood when you enter them underwater.
You don't say.
But the jars don't act in the same way.
Okay.
They just recall the room as it was.
That's what I figured. I guess those elements haven't interacted with each other yet. Floaty block has a thing on top of it. There's a key way the heck up there. Wait, what is this? Okay, so it's flooded. So wet room looks like that. I can't jump out of the water quite high enough to touch that. I cannot take a key with me into a jar. Alright, so as usual, it seems like the logical first step is get the chest into itself using a jar. And then what? Then I've lost all access to my water. Well, I mean, I haven't lost it, but I haven't accomplished anything. Hold on. Can I carry a jar out of here somehow? I could, but it wouldn't take this with it, so not effectively no. Right? If I enter this, then I've done just nothing. It doesn't seem like there's any meaningful work I can do with this room while it's dry, so let's make it wet. But this will need to be dry at some point. And coming back out here doesn't let me... Do I need to store a jar out here? That's probably it. That won't help me. It might. Okay, so step 1. Store jar out here. Got a jar. Okay. So... Wait, why was that ever going to help me? No, no, no. Step 1. Throw a jar into the water. Again, how's that ever going to help me? Wait. Oh, in a very tricky way. So the jars don't care if they're underwater. This chest is not underwater, or it wasn't when I entered the jar. So I am in the water up above, right? If I exit this, yes, I will end up in the water. But I have this chest in here dry. But I need the opposite? Is it the opposite that I need? So if I pop back out, then put this here wet, then I can get the key. Yeah, that's cool. But now I'm stuck down here. And I can no longer dry this chest, can I? There's no dry land reachable from here, no dry land reachable from here. I have 2 keys. Oh boy. So that box just floats up with the floaty white thing. So I need a way to have... If I go in here with this, that's not useful. Wait, maybe it is. If I go in here with this and leave this here, then I bring that one in there wet, then I have access to a dry... Wait, no, that doesn't help. Because if I go in here, that's just a new room, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that's exactly what I needed. I think there's another step, but I also think this gets me further than I was. Yes, so I'm in this room dry with a key. So Thing is, like, how many boxes do I need? Maybe just 1 is enough? Where's this go? That goes to a dry version of itself. Can I make it wet? If I keep exiting. Yes, I can. So is 1 box here enough to jump out of the water? It is! Not. I need 2. Really? You sure about this? How would that happen? So 2 boxes, in order to get up there, is I'm pretty sure what I'm seeing. There's no platforming trickery I can do here. So I need 2 boxes. Now, what did I just do? Remembering is going to be the hard part. I created a jar of that room dry. What if I also create a jar of it wet? Well, that's not as easy to do while preserving this one, is it? I mean, well, now hang on. I can create as many dry jars of that as I want, and I think I might want a few. Let's make 2. 2 dry jars. are in the water. The chest is here. I don't want either of them yet because I want this wet right now. Cool. So I have two dry jars, and with this chest wet, the means to make as many keys as I want. So yeah, I think I'm done. I think I did it. All I needed was those 2 dry jars. Here's key number 1, here's box number 1. Comes out of here. And is just going to stick around there for now. Key number 2. Yeah, pretty sure I'm done here, unless I've missed something. Key number 2 goes to dry room number 2. These are different instances, so they will both have the box in them. Then back to the wet room with both boxes. In order to do that, I need to carry one in, and then carry another in with a jar. And I'm done. Neat. Alright, cool. That's how you do it. Done. Okay, blister. This is a bad idea. I'm gonna try it though, see if I can actually finish the world. Okay, so exit's up there. Green, water... Oh, it just goes to itself. So single room. Oh, this will be easy actually. So what do you look like? Wet. Big barrier. Oh, this will be super easy. Yeah, this is no problem at all. So from the beginning. So technically this isn't the same room because this one doesn't have... Well, no, it could be. Because there couldn't be a jar aura at the top level. Alright, so the question is just like, how many layers of what do I need, right? So I think the answer is... I need... alternatingly wet and dry? But a jar is involved somehow. How is a jar going to be involved? This jar is a teleport back to this location, remember that. But it's a teleport back to a wet version of that location, so I can't dry this out by doing that. So let's get a dry jar. How? How would I do that? How would I get to this location while dry? I mean, that chest has to make it up there, and that is the trick. I can put this down here, exit from here, and end up there. Yeah, big deal. Who cares? So if I move you back up here, don't do any jar stuff, then I would get stuck. Because I'd be out here with... Oh, no, wait, that exits me here. Right, I forgot. That's my exit point. I need a jar for a teleport up there. So I've entered that chest from that angle, and I cannot do anything. Okay. I mean, I can exit and bring this back down, and I'm in the starting configuration. Okay. Can I just do something with, like, a bunch of embedding? Let's embed several times. Make this wet. Take a wet jar, I guess. That's what I have. Now I'm back up on this level. I'd like if I could have a dry jar somehow. Like, that's the thing I don't understand how to do. This is not useful. Hold on, is it? If I go back up to the... If I go back up a level, there is some level at some point here where the jar aura is there, and this is dry, and that's how I get a dry jar. Nice. But I think I need another... I think I need to have embedded more, possibly? Is that true? Couldn't I just hypothetically... No, no, no. No, I need... Okay, so... At some point I need to have gone through a wet room, so I need to exit from dry to wet. That seems impossible. That's the only way that I know to get over to the right side while wet. Because once this is wet, it doesn't dry again, right? How could it? Like, somehow some jar interaction is going to enable that. Hold on, I've stored a dry room. I think I need to do this awkward little toss off the ledge down there, so I've stored a dry room from up in that ledge. I mean, I can do this. It's not really what I want, though. Is it? Well, I'm here now. I could have entered the... No, I entered the jar. Entering the chest from there is not useful because that's dry. So I've added another layer to my hierarchy. If I make this wet, then I'm just here, and the chest is there too, because that's where I had to enter it from to make it wet. Oh, so here's what I need. The jar holds the water. Put the water in the jar, makes sense. So I need to get a wet jar out of here, and keep it with me for the entire duration of all my other puzzling. Okay, so that jar is full of water. Cool. I'm going to take the jar full of water in here, and in here, and in here, and in here, and probably also in here might be a good idea. Don't know if I'm going to use any of those layers. So if I turn this wet, how am I going to get that jar up there is the question. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't need to. If I can exit from here... No, doesn't this still not give me the option of... wait. What if I take this deeper in? Maybe a dry jar is what I need to take in deeper. I don't quite follow this yet. If I bring you in here deeper... Alright, so I've set up a wet layer of this. I haven't yet. Now I have. So that exit will take me to a wet version of this. Good. I'm gonna take this into the... You're wet, aren't you? Yes, you are. I need a dry jar. Once again. I knew how to do that. I did it once. How did I do it? I think it was simply enter, flood, enter, bring up there, exit. Yes, so now I have a dry jar. And I want to just kind of like gently drop it off the edge. Like that. So dry jar is with me. Now, how was I going to do this? I needed some more layers first. From inside the dry jar, I need to be able to exit this. So I'll exit back to the very top level. No, I need one more. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure I need one more, but in my thinking currently, I think I do. So then do this. Get that up there. Piece of cake. Pull this out. And... Right, drop them off the edge. In that weird little awkward way that you do that. So now, what? Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I can do much better. Wait, how can I do much better? Hold on. That jar was wet. I thought I wanted a dry jar. That jar was not what I thought it was, apparently. Huh? What did I do? Well, the wrong thing, clearly. So hang on, I go there. I pull this up here. I exit. Maybe I didn't do the exit step and just didn't notice. I guess that's possible. Alright, so I have a dry jar. Yeah, that's what I did. I just didn't do the exit step. Okay. So I have a dry jar. I throw this over there. No, I don't. I don't do that yet. Alright, so from here. The preconditions I need are for the exit to the room I'm in to be wet, for the room I'm in to be dry, And it can be a jar world if I want to. I have a jar full of air. And I need to be up here and throw this to the right. I've lost track of what the exit to this currently is. It's almost certainly dry, because the only way to dry out this chest is to take it into the jar, right? But if I've done that, then exiting out of that just takes me... Oops, I did that. Okay, that's not quite what I meant to do. Let's see what happens when I exit. I'm here now. Not really what I wanted. Not at all what I wanted. This takes me over there. Do I need 2 jars? How could I get 2 jars? Because I don't have to carry the chest with me. The chest just sticks around. Do I need a jar full of water and a jar full of air? I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay, I thought about it, and I think it is very simple, isn't it? If I can just keep a thought in my head for a moment of how I want to end this. Let me describe it, and that might help. So I'm going to set up... Ah, shoot, I lost the thought already. I can do this. That's a wet jar, I don't want that. I want to do this. Great, I have a dry jar. I know this is important. This jar... Okay, so this jar needs to come with me. All I have to do is drop this off here, bring the jar in, bring the jar in, bring the chest into the jar. Yes, bring the chest into the jar. That puts me up here. What's that jar doing up there? Who are you? I don't recall putting a jar there. I restarted. What's happening? I'm confused. I have video for whatever the heck just happened here. I'm pretty sure if I exit, I'm going to end up out of that jar, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. If I exit again, I end up in wet over here. Done. Where'd that extra jar come from? I was like pretty certain I had restarted since the last time I had put a jar there. That was the wet jar that I made that I didn't need that I threw away. Okay, that was confusing. Okay, good, I got this world done. It was kind of hard, but I got it done. People who know this game better than I do, it sounded like someone was recommending that I do these two before this. I'm open to feedback. I'll want to do these at some point. Like, this appears to be the end world. These are like extra bonus things. Yeah, anybody who happens to know, would it make more sense to do the void first or these two? Please let me know. And whichever one of those makes sense, I'll do that next time. I'll see you then.